1:15 p.m. This is the Sri Lanka Geethanjali Ramanayaka. The headlines. The President to chair an all-party conference this evening. The Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka says India-Sri Lanka togetherness is crucial to signify the real rhythm of harmony. The Commonwealth Secretary-General to attend the 75th Independence Day celebrations. The Grade 5 Scholarship Examination results released. The former Elections Commission Chairman says resignation of Election Commission member will not postpone local government polls. The state-owned retail chain Sathosa reduces prices of 6 essential items. International news. India is set to celebrate its 74th Republic Day today with a colourful parade displaying military might and cultural diversity. Sports Olympics 2024. IOC opens door to Russian and Belarusian athletes competing in Paris. News in detail. President Ranil Wickremesinghe is scheduled to chair an all-party conference this evening. All party leaders representing Parliament are expected to meet at the Presidential Secretariat at 4 p.m. The President's Media Division said the purpose of the conference is to come to a consensus and strengthen national harmony. Speaker Mahinda Abewardena, Prime Minister Dinesh Gunawardena, Leader of the Opposition Sajith Premadasa, former Presidents Mahinda Rajapaksa and Maithripala Sirisena, Leader of the Tamil National Alliance R. Sampanthan, National People's Power Leader Anurakumara Disanayaka, and all party leaders representing Parliament have been invited. Following President Wickremesinghe's appointment as the head of the state, a meeting of party leaders was called on the 13th of December, where a program to improve national harmony was discussed. Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka, Gopal Bagle, says cooperation and working together will be important for Sri Lanka and India in the journey that lies ahead to celebrate the centenary of independence in 2047 for India and 2048 for Sri Lanka. The High Commissioner made this observation addressing the gathering at the Rhythm of Harmony held at the concert hall of the Bandaranaike Memorial International Conference Hall to mark the 74th Republic Day of India with the participation of President Ranil Wickremesinghe as the chief guest recently. High Commissioner Barclay noted that as Sri Lanka marks its 75th Independence Day next month, adding that as close friends, both should celebrate this event together, signifying the real rhythm of harmony. Commonwealth Secretary-General Honourable Patricia Scotland is scheduled to arrive in Sri Lanka next week to attend the 75th Independence Day celebrations. The Commonwealth Secretariat said the Secretary-General will attend the significant celebratory event and reiterated the Commonwealth Secretariat's commitment to supporting Sri Lanka. The Secretary-General will also call on President Ranil Wickremesinghe during her visit. According to the media statement, Commonwealth Secretary-General Honourable Patricia Scotland is scheduled to arrive in Sri Lanka on the 1st of February and will depart on the 5th of February. This news broadcast comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Results of the 2022 Grade 5 Scholarship Examination have been released to the World Wide Web. Examinations Commissioner General Amit Jayasundara said the results obtained via the department's website www.donets.lk. Results will also be posted to respective school principals tomorrow. A total of 329,668 students sat for the 2022 Grade 5 Scholarship Examination. Meanwhile, the district-level cut-off marks of the 2022 Grade 5 Scholarship Examination have been released. The Department of Examinations has released cut-off marks for both Sinhala and Tamil medium schools. The Chinese Embassy in Sri Lanka said a consignment of 1.55 million syringes of the recombinant human erythropoietin injection or EPIO, has been donated by China. The Chinese embassy said the last batches of China's essential medical supply donation, with a total value of 6 billion rupees since June 2022, were handed over to the Sri Lanka hospitals. The embassy said the consignment was shipped from Dalian Port to the Colombo Port in 3,231 packages. The packages were in 9 temperature-controlled containers with a gross weight of 61.32 metric tons. And that ends local news for now.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Former Elections Commission Chairman Mahinda Deshapriya says the resignation of a member of the Elections Commission would not disrupt the activities of the Commission. In a Facebook post, he said 3 members were sufficient for the functions of the Commission. Quoting the provisions of the Constitution, he said the quorum of the Elections Commission was 3 members. He also said, citing the Constitution, that the Commission was empowered to function despite a vacancy of membership of the Commission. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
World News Headlines. India is set to celebrate its 74th Republic Day today with a colourful parade displaying military might and cultural diversity. Australians rally in support of Indigenous rights on the anniversary of the day the British colonial fleet sailed into Sydney. And former US President Donald Trump to return to Meta platform Facebook after 2-year ban. India is set to celebrate its 74th Republic Day today with a colourful parade displaying military might and cultural diversity. The public holiday marks the anniversary of India officially adopting its constitution, marking it a sovereign public state. Its highlight is a parade which is held in capital city Delhi and telecast live across the country. Every year, the country also invites a foreign dignitary as the chief guest to the parade. This year, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi is the guest of honor. Thousands of people brave the January chill to watch the parade, which passes through newly renovated Kartavya Path, formerly known as Rajpath. Thousands of people have rallied in cities across Australia protesting against their country's National Day and rallying in support of Indigenous people, many of whom described the anniversary of the day the British colonial fleet sailed into Sydney Harbour as Invasion Day. In Sydney, the capital of New South Wales, Australia's most populous state, large crowds gathered in the city's central business district today, with some people carrying Aboriginal flags and chanting Australia Day is dead. The former US President Donald Trump will be allowed back onto Facebook and Instagram after Meta announced it would be ending its 2-year suspension of his account. The social media giant said the suspension will end in the coming weeks. The then US President was indefinitely suspended from Facebook and Instagram after the Capitol riots in 2021. Back to the headlines of the world news. India is set to celebrate its 74th Republic Day today with a colourful parade displaying military might and cultural diversity. Australians rally in support of Indigenous rights on anniversary of the day the British colonial fleet sailed into Sydney. And former US President Donald Trump to return to Meta platform Facebook after 2-year ban. And that ends World News. On to Watchlight. The highest number of suspected dengue cases reported in the past 3 weeks has been from the Colombo and Putlam districts. The epidemiology unit of the Ministry of Health said 640 suspected dengue cases have been reported from Colombo, while 625 cases have been reported from Putlam so far in 2023. Meanwhile, 412 cases have been reported from Kampaha, 369 from Kalmune, and 343 cases from Jaffna. As of yesterday, 4,090 suspected dengue cases have been reported from across the country this year. The Health Ministry said a majority of the cases were reported from the Western Province. Furthermore, the Health Ministry said due to the increase in dengue cases, the general public must seek medical attention in the event of fever at least by day 3 of the illness. And that was Watchlight.
Development News.
The Foreign Employment Bureau has taken measures to extend the 15-day training course for women going abroad for the first time for the position of domestic housekeeping assistant to 28 days from February 1st this year with a national vocational qualification NVQ3 level. Accordingly, 25-day of theoretical and practical training are provided and 3 days are reserved for NVQ evaluation activities. In addition to this, from April 1st this year, women who go abroad for the position of housekeeping assistants must apply for bureau registration for foreign employment with NVQ3 certificate with high value of the profession along with bureau training. This condition will not apply to women who have undergone bureau training so far, as well as to women who have completed their training on or before 31st of January this year. And that was Development News.
Sports News is brought to you by
Sampath Bank. We present your future.
Sports News, it's Olympics 2024 first. Russian and Belarusian athletes could be free to compete as neutrals at the 2024 Olympics after the International Olympic Committee said it will explore a pathway for their participation. The IOC called on federations to exclude athletes from other countries following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. But the IOC's statement on Wednesday could clear the way for their return. Meanwhile, in cricket news, the 5 franchises for the inaugural Women's Premier League in India have been sold for 465 million sterling pounds. The WPL, which takes place in March, is a women's version of the Indian Premier League, the world's biggest 2020 franchise competition. Moreover, India's quickie Mohammad Siraj has capped off a superb 12 months by claiming the number 1 spot on the ICC Men's ODI player rankings for bowlers from New Zealand's seamer Trent Boult. It's remarkable rise for Siraj, who only returned to India's ODI setup in February last year following a 3-year hiatus without playing a 50-over match at the international level. And that was Sports News.
Go ekakthiyana youth eකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all-new NSB Ithru account, NSB IM, a plan for your dream.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's largest state-owned retail chain, Lanka Satosa, has further reduced the prices of 6 essential consumer items. Satosa says that this discounted price will be effective from today in all countrywide Satosa outlets. Accordingly, the revised prices of items such as dried chilies, white kakulu rice local, red kakulu rice, local white nadu rice, red lentils and kiri samba prices will be effective from today. And that was Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Go ekakthiyana youth එකට life එකේ change එකට නියමෙට set වෙන්න ඇස් වහගෙන දැකපු හීන හැබැ කරන්න youth එකට නියමෙට set වෙන friendship එක මෙන්න.
The all all new NSB Ithru account. NSB IM, a plan for your dreams.
Economic news, courtesy of...
For the 5th consecutive year, LOLC is awarded People's Financial Services Brand of the Year at the 2022 Slim Cantos. As the People's Financial Services Brand of the Year, LOLC continues to place the customer first. And this has won the hearts, minds and trust of Sri Lankans, with yet another prestigious award as proof of this lasting commitment. LOLC, imagine the possibilities.
In economic news, the Central Bank of Sri Lanka says the real economy of the country has estimated to have contracted by 7.1% in the first 9 months of 2022 on a year-on-year basis. The Central Bank added that with tighter monetary and fiscal policies in place, along with disruptions to domestic supply conditions, real activity in the final quarter of 2022 is expected to have remained subdued. Meanwhile, the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka has decided to maintain the standing deposit facility rate and the standing lending facility rate of the central bank at its current levels. Accordingly, the SDFR and the SLFR will continue to remain at 14.50% and 15.50% respectively. And that was economic news.
LOLC Finance is taking the power of innovation to the next level, winning 5 golds at the Technovation Awards 2022, leading the digital revolution with cutting-edge interbanking digital payments. LOLC Finance claims the overall Gold Award, whilst also claiming an extraordinary victory in digital banking.
Weather report.
The Department of Meteorology predicts showers or thunder showers at Province and in the Kandy, Nuwara, Galle and Mathura districts during the afternoon or night. The Met Department added that several spells of light showers are likely in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Hambantota and Polonnaruwa districts. Meanwhile, the general public has been requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damage caused by temporarily localized strong winds and lightning during thunder showers. And that was the weather report. And before we conclude this news broadcast, the headlines once again. The President to chair an all-party conference this evening. The Indian High Commissioner to Sri Lanka says India-Sri Lanka togetherness is crucial to signify the real rhythm of harmony. The Commonwealth Secretary-General to attend the 75th Independence Day celebrations. The Grade 5 scholarship examination results released. The former Elections Commission Chairman says resignation of Election Commission member will not postpone local government polls. The state-owned retail chain South of Sir reduces prices of 6 essential items. International news, India is set to celebrate its 74th Republic Day today with a colourful parade displaying military might and cultural diversity. Sports, Olympics 2024, IOC opens door to Russian and Belarusian athletes competing in Paris. And with that, we end this news broadcast from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.